In this video, you learn how to convert a fraction to a decimal. Actually, I will convert many fractions to decimal, and the rule is you have to divide the numerator of the fraction by the denominator of the fraction, and sometimes you need to round if needed. This is the ideal representation of long division. Look at this picture. So let us convert this first fraction to decimal. So we have to divide the numerator 2 by the denominator 5. Look, here 2 is a whole number, so you can express any whole number as a decimal like this. Just you have to take decimal at the last of the number, then you can add any number of 0 according to your need, right? So look, 5 goes into 2 how many times? Actually 2 is less than 5, so let's say 0 times. 5 times 0, that is 0. If you subtract, then you are getting 2. 5 doesn't go into 2, so what will you do? You can extend this dividend. So you have to place here decimal, then you can add any number of tailing 0, right? Let us add 3 just for our example. Now bring down this first 0, so you have 20. 5 goes into 20 how many times? So you need multiplication table of 5. So look, 5 times 1, that gives us 5. 5 times 2, that gives us, just add 5 with this 5, 10, right? 5 times 3, that gives us 15. Just add 5 with this 10, 15. Then 5 times 4, just add 5 with 15, that is 20, right? 20. So look, here we have 20, here we have 20. So 5 goes into 20 this 4 times. Write 4 above this 0. But you have to line up the decimal, right? So 4 times 5, 20. 4 times 5, 20. If you subtract, then 0. So you don't need this tailing 0. So 2 over 5 equal to 0.4. So this is the decimal of this fraction. Okay, now let us take another example. How to convert this decimal? 2 over 3. How to convert this fraction as decimal? So we have to divide the numerator 2 by the denominator 3. So 3 goes into 2 how many times? Since it is less, so 0 times. 0 times 3, 0, 2. Now you have to take decimal, that is you have to extend the dividend, right? You can take any number of 0. Decimal point will line up with the quotient. Now bring down this 0. 3 goes into 20 how many times? So let us write the multiplication table of 3. 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 2, just add 3 with this 3, 6. 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 4, 12. Just add 3, right? And this will help your memory to memorize the multiplication table. Actually, you don't need to memorize multiplication table, right? 3 times 5, just add 3, 15. Then 18, just add 3 with this 15, 18. Then 7, 21. 21 is bigger than 20, so we'll stop here. 3 goes into 20 6 times. Just place add over this 0. 6 times 3, 18. Subtract, then you are getting here 28, right? Just here 0 which is less than 8, so borrow 1, and 1 becomes here 10. So 10 minus 8, 2, 1 minus 1, 0. So 2. Now bring down the second 0. So 20. Same thing, right? Write 6, then 8. Bring down this third 0. Then what is happening? You are getting here 6, 18 again. So you can, if you take more 0 here, right, and this division process will continue. That is 3 doesn't divide 2 evenly, right? So look, now look, 6, 6, 6, this 6 is repeating, so we can write answer like this, 0.6 bar. This bar means this 6 digit is repeating. Or if you want to round to this is 10th place and this is 100th place, so if you want to round to 100th place, then your answer will be 0.67, right? Or you can write 0.6 bar. Now consider for this example 5 divided by 11. So let us divide the numerator 5 by 11. 11 goes into 5 how many times? Look, 0 times, because 5 is less than 11. So 0 times 11 gives us 0. If you subtract, then 5. Now you have to expand this dividend by writing 0. So bring down this 0, but you have to line up the decimal. 11 goes into 50 how many times? So you need multiplication table. 11 times 1, 11, 2, 22, 3, just at 11, 33, 4, just at 11, 44, 5, just at 11, 55. Which is greater than 50? So we have to stop here. So write 4, 4 times 11, 44. 50 minus 44, that gives us 6, right? 6. So look, now you know that you can take any number of 0 here, any number of 0. So bring down the second 0. 60, right? 11 goes into 60 how many times? Look, if you consider 6 times, that gives us 66, which is greater. So 5 times, write 5. 5 times 11, 55. If you subtract, then you are getting 5. Now bring down the second digit, the third 0. 50. 11 goes into 50 how many times? That is 4 times. 4 times, right? 4 times 11, 44. If you subtract, then you are getting 6. Now you can consider any number of 0, you know. Now bring down this 0, 60. Then 11 goes into 60 how many times? 5 times. 5 times. So 5 times 11, 55. If you subtract, then 50. Now bring down this 0, 50, right? 11 goes into 50 how many times? 4 times. 4 times. 4 times 11, 44. If you subtract, then 6. Look, in the quotient you are getting 4, you are getting 5 after 4. That is, you are getting 4 then 5, then 4 then 5, 4 then 5, 4 then 5. This will continue. That is, your repeating digit is 4, 5. After 4 we are getting 5. So you can write here bar, right? Or if you want to round to 3 digit of the decimal, then you can write 4 5 3 digit. So we are leaving 5. 5 means we have to add here 1, right? So we can write 4 5 5 if we round to 3 digit after decimal, right? Now try for this example, right? 7/16. So divide the number 7 by 16. 16 goes into 7 how many times? Actually 0 times. So 0 times 16, 0. If you subtract, then 7. So you need to expand this 7 with tailing 0, right? You can take any number of 0. Bring down this 0, but you have to line up the decimal. 70, right? 16 goes into 70 how many times? Look, 16 times 1, 16 times 2, just add 16 with this 16, 22, 32, then 3, just add 16 with this 36. So you are getting 8, 4, 48, right? 48. Then 4, so 4, just add 16, that is 8, 8 plus 6, that is 10, 14, 14, carry 1, 5, 6, 64, 8, 8 times 4, 64. If I take 5, then just add 16 with this 64. So you are getting 4 plus 10, bring down, carry 1, 7, 8, 80, right? Which is greater than 70, so we'll stop here. So 16 goes into 70 4 times, right? 4 over this 0, you have to line up, right? 4 times 16, 64. If you subtract, then what will happen? Then you are getting 6. Now bring down the second 0. Now 16 goes into 60 how many times? 64, that is 3 times, right? 3 times. Then 48. 16 times 3, 48. If you subtract, then what will happen? Look, 60 and 48. Okay, borrow 1, it will be 10. 10 minus 2, 5 minus 1, 12, right? 12. Now bring down the third 0, 120. So you have to expand the multiplication table. 6, 80 plus 16. What will happen? 6, 9, 96. Then look at this number, 7. 96 plus 16. 6, 6, 12. 2, carry 1. 10, 11. 112, right? Then 8, just add 16 with this 112. 8 to 1, 128. But here we have 120, so we have to stop here. 7 times, we have to take here 7 times. 7 times 16, that gives us 2. So we are getting here 8 if you subtract. Now bring down this 0. So 80, 5 times, right? Write 5. Then we are getting 80, 0. So this is our answer. Okay, consider this example, 1 by 3. So we have to divide 1 by 3. 3 goes into 1, 0 times 3, 0, subtract 1. Expand this dividend, you can take any number of 0. So bring down the first 0, but you have to line up the decimal. 3 goes into 10 how many times? That is 3 times. 3 times 3, 9. If you subtract then 1, bring down the second 0, then 10. 3 goes into 10 again 3 times. 3 times 3, that is 9, subtract 1, bring down this 0. So 3 goes into 10 3 times, then 9, 1. That is, you cannot evenly divide 1 by 3. So here the repeating digit is 3, so you can write like this. Or if you want to round it to 100th place, then you can write 3 because this number is less than 5, right? This or this is the result. Okay, here is our last example. Look, 17 over 11. So divide 17 by 11. 11 goes into 17 how many times? So we are considering both numbers, right? So 1 times 11, 11. If you subtract, then write here 7. If you subtract, then you are getting more. 7 minus 1, 6, right? 6. So 11 goes into 6 how many times? Actually, since this is less than 11, so you can expand this number. Okay, bring down the second 0 and line up the decimal. 11 goes into 60 5 times. 5 times 11, 55. If you subtract, then 5, bring down the second 0, 55. Okay, so if you 11 goes into 50 4 times. 4 times 44. If you subtract, then you are getting here 6, right? 6 times. Then bring down this 0, 60. 11 goes into 60 how many times? 5 times. 55, right? If you subtract, then you are getting 5. Now bring down this 0, 50. So 11 goes into 50 4 times. 44, 6. Look, here a pattern has developed. After 5 we are getting 4. After 5 we are getting 4. So our answer should be 1.54 bar. Thanks for viewing this video. Be well.